Yeah, it's late. Yeah, it's late at night. Yeah, it's been probably 1 or 2 days. I don't even know. I've lost track of time. I went out actually on Saturday night. First time really going out in Vancouver. I had about 5 hours of sleep. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch this game. Or was it 6 o'clock? I don't even remember, to be honest. Then tried to go back to bed. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to turn that game off and go back to bed. And I actually, not going to lie to you, I wasn't going to wake up at all. But I did. And I watched it. I'm kind of glad I did. Because that was good. That was better than good. That was great. Was it better than great? That was superb. Let's stop there. It finished West Ham United 2, Arsenal 2 at the London Stadium. West Ham fight back from being 2-0 down to gain a valuable point against the top of the table side. If you're a West Ham fan, you're taking many positives from that and you hold your head high. If you're an Arsenal fan, you feel frustration and feel that deja vu is going to kick in again. It was a complete performance in that second half from the Hammers. It has to be said, with all the individuals coming together and doing their part. Everyone was stood up and counted, as far as I could see. I think the underperformers performed and made a case to show why they should start more. But I get a feeling that we showed desire and fight, and we came away with a big point. I'm really happy with that. That was the kind of performance we've needed all season. It's the kind of performance that a team fighting for its life should be putting in, week out. And I can honestly tell you that if we put in the performance and the effort that we did against Arsenal in every game from now until the end of the season, we will get enough points to stay up and we will survive. And I kind of believe it. We've had seasons where, at this stage, one result is all it takes. That 3-2 win over Chelsea during lockdown in 2020 was one of those that changed our season around, changed our fortunes. And we got the points and stayed up. I think this could be a point where we actually improve, because in our last 5 games, we've only lost once. That was a big 5-1 loss to Newcastle. Let's not hope for a repeat performance of that for the rest of the season, but we start to improve. Let me go into team lineups very quickly. The news was that Ogbonna and Aguerd were late admissions, so Kura and Zouma were starting at the back. People were sceptical about Kura starting. Cresswell went in at left back, so far staying in the right back position. We're 6 minutes into the game and Arsenal already had the lead. Gabriel Jesus had an easy tap in. And from that point onwards, I just thought, what is the defence doing? It's just so open up. People pointing the fingers at Kura because we know he's quite error prone. And I've been one of his biggest critics. I used to be on Fornals' back a lot, and so did other West Ham fans. But now we're starting to say we want Fornals in, and what's he done deserve to be dropped? What's he done to deserve to be dropped, rather? So why is Kura still playing then? Kura had an absolute shocker there. Cresswell and Sofal also were to blame because they played Ben White on in the build-up. 2-0 came on the 10th minute. Martin Odegaard from the near post firing it in. It just went very wrong. Very wrong. And from that point onwards, you're thinking to yourself, are we just going to have some damage limitation going on here? Because there's no way we can afford a third goal to go in. This is going to arm our goal difference if we get destroyed. It just went very wrong. I was thinking, this is not good. Antonio's hold-up play and running was good at least. I know he can't finish, but he physically fought off the Arsenal defenders. He had to go up against Gabriel M and Rob Holding. With Saliba out, Arteta's had to change his defensive structure. And it's not going well. We knew that Gabriel had a weakness, and we found it. We found it. And were able to attack down the middle a bit more. Antonio ran at him. And we pressed going forward. We pressed from our midfield. We pressed up top. But same couldn't be said for the further back. Souček still couldn't complete a pass, and we couldn't complete a pass all game, really. Paqueta was making some shitty passes. Souček was just getting his 10-kilometre run. Rice pressed high against the midfield. And he won the ball back, passed it through into Paqueta, who was fouled. There was a case to say it was possibly a dive, but I don't think so. Penalty was awarded. Benrahma took it and scored it. We've needed a reliable penalty taker since Noble retired. Benrahma might just be the ticket. We then looked a bit lively, and it was kind of like the Newcastle game where we scored a goal towards the end of the half. We looked quite good, and then we ended up having half-time come at a really bad time. It's kind of like this. Straight off in the second half begins, Antonio handballs, and it's a penalty to Arsenal. Blatant handball. Couldn't argue against it. Saka stepped up, and he missed. I'm going to say this now. He's done it for Arsenal. He's done it for his country. Where he did it for his country, I was not shaming him in any way. And I was actually saying that we should support him and stick up for him. And I condemn those who racially abused him. I've no doubt that might have been the case by some narrow-minded, dumb people after that West Ham game. I'll say this now for the West Ham game. When he missed the penalty, it made me happy because I'm a West Ham fan and I'm going to support my team. Talking of Saka, he's been very poor in his last few games and he should be dropped. He should be dropped for now. He's still a star player, he's fantastic, but he's not been producing the goods lately. And the penalty miss proved to be very costly because West Ham equalised through Jared Bowen's quick thinking. Throw-in happens, there's a clearance out of the box. It falls back to Thilo Kehrer. He's quite far back into the midfield area and kicks it back into the box. And with Bowen firing it in, Ramsdale gets a glove on it. It comes off the post and into the net. Bowen's a player who had an excellent game. He was always running down those channels. Always making something happen. We were more alert from this point onwards and had more will. Arsenal made some very bizarre substitutions, not at least these two. Jesus came off for Jorginho and Partey came off for Trossard. It seemed a bit strange, and the substitutions that Arteta made in this game made no sense at all. It seemed like Arsenal was going for a bit more of a defensive approach, in a way. Antonio hit the post from very close range, but it was a golden chance. The Arsenal defence didn't look solid. It looked a bit shaky. It looked nervous. And at this point, I thought West Ham needed to bring Cornet on just to give a bit more intensity and a bit more fire into the attack. So the double sub came. Downs and Cornet on for Paqueta and Antonio. Downs is gradually getting a bit more game time, which is a good thing. And Cornet on, I think he should be starting. Benrahma came off for Fornals. I think Benrahma had moments of bad, but moments of good. And when he was good, he was really helpful. We pressed more up front and we pressed in the midfield. I'll get on to another video. I might actually do a video about that. Paqueta was excellent. He dictated our midfield. The man is an example of a transitional player because he gets the ball either from the opposition or into West Ham possession and then allows the play to be rearranged accordingly. When he's tackled it, he's immediately drawing two players forward and getting the ball forward. When he's on the ball, he's able to play short passes. And it's a really good thing to have in our team. We need that kind of midfielder who can do a bit of both. Kerr has been a lot better in the last few games. He's been better on the ball. And he got an assist. Sofal Best 5 million we ever spent. Great right back. Great performance. Can't fault him either. This gives us confidence going into the Europa League game. Sorry, Conference League game. We can get Europa League if we win it, though. And then we got to play Bournemouth after that. I think if we beat Bournemouth, well, first of all, we go above them. I could even go above Wolves. And then we'd be 7 points clear of the drop zone. Let's try and get as many points as we can from now until, say, the last 3 games of the season. Then I think we'll have some breathing space and we should be okay. But getting a point against Arsenal is a big confidence boost, and we take it. It's been a good weekend for West Ham fans. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, thumbs up, okay? Subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Take care.